Yo.
Hey, Mike, it's the Mike and Mish show on a Thursday night. The fuck's up, man?
I was just singing, serenading you before we got on.
He was singing some Dance With Me song, and he played it for me, and I don't quite know the song, but I feel like I know the song. It's like one of those ones that you listen to in your dad's Mazda pickup truck in 1987, and like in 2021. It's not really quite there, but I kind of remember it.
It was the song "Dance with Me" by Orleans or Orleans. I don't know, however you want to say it. Yeah.
Orleans is the name
Yeah.
of the band?
Yeah.
Get the
Dance with me. I want to be your partner. Can't you see?
What up, Big Ben? What's up, Susan Walker? What's up, Megan? How are you? Joe Ivy in the house. We had a fucking fantastic, great show last night. Can something be fantastic and great? Is that redundant?
Fantastically great.
All right. Well, we fucking had a great one last night. We're going to have another good one tonight. Our first guest of the night is Tom Shoaff, the man with the mustache, your local ninja himself. He is a fucking fan favorite in the BKFC. And then after him, we're going to be having Randine, Elcombe, Willoughby. We'll settle that fucking issue tonight. First thing we do is going to settle what the hell her goddamn name is, because on 3 different websites, you got 3 different names. And Mike and I are not having that shit. Right, Mike?
No, I know. It's totally confused me. My mind started melting earlier. I had to shove it back into my ears.
All right. Hey, before we go any further, I'm just going to throw our sponsors at the bottom here. Ba-boom. I'm going to throw the logos up on the screen. Here you go. The
Ding,
Fighter's
ding.
Friend. Go
Boom,
to
boom.
thefightersfriend.com. Use promo code MISH20. Buy yourself some edibles and some vapes and some CBD oils and rubs and all that good shit. Go there. They make products for the fighter, by the fighter, geared towards recovery, medibles, medicated vapes. Get them now. Get them while they're hot.
Oh, yeah.
www.fightersfriend.com. Promo code MISH20. If you want to get some supplements, you want to get jacked like Josh Watson last night, bench 550 fucking pounds and knock people out with your bare hands, go to nextlevelsubs.com/Mike and Mish and use promo code MISH10 and buy yourself all that shit, man. Proteins, test boosts, all that stuff to get jacked out of your motherfucking mind. And last but not least, go to massagetherapix.com, book yourself an appointment with Miss Jackie Holden. And if you're a soldier or a veteran, go to www.holdenhandsmassage.com and make an appointment with her through there. She's the best in the business. After you go to the gym, you take all your supplements, you really wreck your body, you go see Miss Jackie, you get fixed, you go home, you eat some medibles from fucking Fighter's Friend, and then you thank Mike and Mish afterwards because we just really fixed your life. Didn't we, Mike?
We did. That's what we do.
That's what we do. We touch people.
Touched. Consider yourself touched when you're here. But you can't press charges or bring us to jail for it.
Yeah. You guys tuned in. You love us, so you cannot press charges when we touch you.
I like to touch people deep inside of their ears.
Other news.
Their eardrums.
Other news before we bring Tom Shoaff on. Boom. Go to the Mission Accomplished store at missionaccomplished.myshopify.com. Get yourself a hoodie. Get yourself a tank top. Get yourself some joggers, a fanny pack, a fucking whatever you want to get. Get it there. Go on the website. Start shopping. Christmas is coming. Might want to put that freaking order in right now. And then last but not least, and then we'll get going here. Killfoot Clothing t-shirts. Mike's wearing one right now. From now till Sunday night. $20. Get them while they're hot.
This is the dark gray.
The dark gray. Yeah, we only have the dark gray in the big boy sizes. We got the light gray in most other sizes. And then we got kid sizes in black. Other than that, they're running out quick, everyone. I got a small batch, so jump on it while you can. Hit me on the DMs or the messenger. And what's up with you, Mike? How was your Thursday? We're waiting on Tom Shoaff, but, what's up?
Well, I just saw that Big Ben said that he's waiting on a hoodie.
Oh, no shit. Woo! Nice. Thank you, Big Ben.
I saw that song. Oh, waiting on my 2X hoodie. Laugh out loud. And then he said he's waiting for that Mike and Mish. We don't have a Mike and Mish one yet.
We're waiting on a Mike and Mish logo, which we're gonna make. We haven't come up with one yet.
We're gonna get a
you
good
guys
one.
Got to understand,
a real deal one.
Mike, let's put this out to everybody.
Hmm?
Everything we do is just Mike and myself. It's just me and Mike. We don't have marketing people. We don't have product people. We don't have logo people. We don't have none of that shit. It's just
no
Mike
social media
and
people.
Mish. Mission accomplished. The Mike and Mish show. That is all. Hey,
We
someone in
get
the
silly.
comments really came through for me today. My man Larry Davis, the king of all kings. This is guy right here. What's up, dudes? That's what I'm saying. So, as I dedicated last night's show to my grandfather who passed along, I wish I had the fucking picture on me right now. But if you go to my Facebook page, I posted a picture of him right before going to World War II. He had a Navy pick, and he's got a bottle of Four Roses whiskey, and he's drinking it like this. My boy Larry went and found some Four Roses whiskey at a local liquor store around him somewhere and brought that shit to me. And he handed it to me today at work, and he said, "Go home and have a tea time for the old man." And I was like, "Dude, you're a fucking stand-up guy there, Larry." So shout out to you, Larry. Thank you very much for that.
Very nice.
Dude, do I look clear and sound clear right now?
You're a little bit blurry, I've got to say. I think your camera lost focus, or you'll actually no, I don't think it's your camera. I think your internet has slowed down at a point, but it's buffering right now. Let it buffer.
Yo, so what it is for some reason I am not on hardwired internet right now. It's showing that I'm on Wi-Fi, which I don't like this.
Jump up on that shit. Bottom right corner, click on it, do your thing.
Stop telling me what to do.
Yeah, well, you got to do it. Somebody's going to tell you. You got to get it done. There's people watching. This is embarrassing.
All right, well.
We're going to be judged on this. We might squarely be judged just on this moment alone. I mean, our time could be now, and someone could be watching, and they're saying, "I'm gonna hire these two guys," and then boom, your internet goes down, and it ruins our whole fucking lives, and we spiral out of control. And the next thing you know, I'm a heroin addict under a bridge somewhere. It's not right, and this is all going to be your fault. It's unbelievable.
I don't know what to do here because it's showing that I'm connected, but I'm not. So loser. Fuck you, Mike. Did you have some pumpkin spice coffee today? You fucking
yeah, I did actually. Yep, I did. And you know what? I'm gonna thank Cumberland Farms, our neighborhood Cumberland Farms, because they give away free coffee to people in uniform.
They have pumpkin spice coffee at Cumberland Farms?
Yeah.
Jesus.
They
did you go in there in your pajama pants and your Ugg boots?
I have a tutu. And I put it on before I walk in, right over my uniform, and I do pirouettes through the door. And then he goes, "Oh, hey, Mikey Poo," when I come in through the door, and he says, "Coffee on us." And I'm like, "Can I get a large?" And he says, "Sure." And I just fucking.
He says, "Nothing makes me happier than to see you float in here, Mikey."
He goes, we got a unicorn flavored espresso. And I say, "Oh, cool." And I get it. It's pink and purple. That's true.
Dude. Hey, yo, we got Sean. We got DJ Tony watching. We got Sean Ulrich. We got fucking Ian, Larry, Joe, Brad, all the fucking regulars are here. Some not so regular. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're waiting on the mustache. I don't know what's going on here. Mike promised me the mustache, and
he'll be here.
He'll be here.
The man.
Hey, so you know what we always do. We always watch back every fighter's fights before we come on their show. If anybody hasn't watched Tom Shoaff's fights, I suggest, if you don't have the app, get it, and then just go in there and search Tom Shoaff. Watch his first 3 fights, 4 fights, 5 fights. The second one against Grajio, I think his name is. I think it's Graijo. Grajio. That second fight is fucking amazing. Like, he beat the brakes off this dude, and the guy was wearing like the funniest trunks ever. He had like mammal toe like crazy. He had his shorts jacked up to his belly button, and his nuts were split in half, basically. But Shoaff busted his face up. Yeah, there you go. Is the best ever. Dude, his face is swollen out like a damn softball. He's bleeding from under one eye, bleeding from the other eye, from the top of his head over here. He's bleeding like a stuck pig. But that psychopath Diego just kept coming at him. And he's got this like weird smile and eyes on him. I want to ask Tom about that. Like, what was going through you, your mental state when when you're just laying everything you got on this dude's face and he just keeps smiling at you and getting back up. Like, what the fuck? You reaching for a gun at that point?
Yeah. Fucking zombie mode. It's crazy when people get like that, to think that you could actually be fighting a human being. One day you could be at the bar and you could end up in a fight with somebody, and you could be beating the shit out of him, and you just get so tired, and this person just keeps coming forward. You're like, I'm gonna fucking die. I thought I was gonna win, but now I'm gonna die because this person won't stop.
He just won't stop.
I've seen somebody like that before who got knocked out like 3 different times and then was demanding that they keep fighting, and the other dude was like, I can't anymore, like, this is it, my hands are fucked up, like, I'm tired. And the guy's like, no, I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm like, dude, I think you're gonna die. You have like 3 concussions.
Yeah, they have a different gear, man. It's like, I believe my older brother has that gear in him. Like,
that's scary business right there.
Like, when my older brother would gladly fight 6-7 people, take an ass whooping, but unless they kill him, he's not stopping until somebody stops the madness. And that has happened multiple times in his lifetime. So
it's like Fight Club.
It's fucking awesome. But Tom Shoaff, man, you guys got to go back in his catalog and watch all his fights, because even the Julian Lane one, yes, he took a L in that one, but Julian Lane was hitting him with some really, really hard bombs, and Tom was just taking them. And the thing is, like, he was fighting Julian at a bigger weight. He was fighting Joe Elmore at bigger weights. And yeah, he got knocked down a bunch of times, but I'm pretty sure it was just because of the size discrepancy there, dude. It was like, because he wasn't hurt. He falls down and then he gets right back up. He springs back up like fucking, what the hell is that movie? You ever see Scary Movie 2 when they launch Rex fucking, what the hell is that dude's name that was in the freestyle battle? They throw him out the window. When he hits the ground, he pops right back up and starts walking down the street. You ever see that one?
I definitely have seen it, but it was fucking like a long time ago.
Yeah. Whatever that dude's name is in that movie is Tom Shoaff in a squared circle. Man. He hits the floor, he pops back up, he's back on his feet, and he's moving. It's fucking hilarious, man.
Yeah, he's working out. He's at the gym or at work, and he said he'd be on ASAP. So
yeah, he will be. And you know what? And you could see the progression in his skill from fight to fight to fight too. Like his last fight against Nathan Mitchell, he was at his sharpest, I think, and the body shots that he worked into. Oh my
God.
The body shots that he worked into his freaking arsenal just absolutely devastated that kid. And he was in like a state of mind that night. Like we were there, and like he fucking demolished that kid's ribs and then turned around and like calmly walked, almost Mike Richmond style, turn around, walked, put his hands up on the top of the ropes and just stood there staring off into the distance, waiting for the referee to say that it's
not
over.
Even looking.
Yep. It was
not even looking in the ring at him. I was going to say that, you when you run into the fighters at the hotel or at the, maybe at the restaurant or a bar or wherever while you're there, weigh-ins, and you talk to people, some people are, if you're at the weigh-ins, they're a little bit uptight because they've been, cutting weight. They're a little bit, tired, or they're hungry, or whatever the issue is. Some people you can tell have this edge, like something that you could tell, like there's a fight tomorrow. They're thinking about it. Maybe they're a little nervous, maybe, whatever. When Tom Shoaff, the both times I ran into him, he was very calm. Like you said, like Mike Richmond, he was making a coffee in the hotel lobby. He's like, oh, hey, what's going on? Hey, no big deal. Very confident. He seemed very confident, not cocky at all, just very, very confident. And I was like, wow, he's in the zone. This guy.
Dude, he seemed, like you said, Richmond and him have the same kind of like demeanor as far as like they feel right at home. That's where they're supposed to be. You know what I mean? I don't think they truly believe that they should be doing anything else on this planet other than being right there at that time, ready to knock somebody out with their bare hands the next day. It's fucking crazy. We talked to Tom Shoaff right after the weigh-ins, right by the ringside, and he was like the nicest dude ever. Like, yeah, can't wait to see. Oh yeah, I'm really excited to fight tomorrow night, and we'll see you guys after the fight. All right, we'll grab a beer. Okay. All right, cool. Okay.
Yes, that's right. I forgot about that.
Hey, Joe Ivy asked, how much time do we put into preparation for each episode? You know what? I've never really actually paid attention to how much time, because what my preparation, I don't know about Mike's, My preparation is spread out sporadically throughout the week. Like whenever I can pop my iPad up and pull up the app or YouTube and just pop on a fight by one of the fighters that's coming on, I'll put it on. And while I'm doing whatever I'm doing, I'm watching the fight off to the side. Or if I get like a half an hour at work, I'll look up their bio and I'll read on them. Or if I take an hour to make a few ads to promote. So I don't know. I might put 4 or 5 hours. I don't even know, man. Like, I don't know. I never really checked, to be honest with you, because this is a passion project of ours that is like kind of turning into something a little bigger than that. But it's also a fun hobby. You know what I mean? I don't feel like I'm working at all. So I'm not putting any work towards this show. Everything I'm doing, I love what I'm doing. So I don't know if you feel the same way.
Yeah, I do the same thing pretty much. So what happens is if break's coming up, I take out my phone and then I either start taking notes or I watch a fight or I'm on BoxRec and then I'm on Tapology and then I'm on SureDog and then I'm looking through just random the Google. I'll just keep going through Google to try to find any kind of news article that I can or anything on whoever's coming on. And that's what I do anytime I get a chance. During break, I bring my laptop into the break room and I'm eating and I either have headphones in or I don't. And I'm just taking notes and like, it's just sporadic throughout the weekend and the week. It's whenever I get a chance to. It's tough sometimes. But the thing is like during work, I listen to podcasts. So I'll look up a podcast and then I'll listen to it. So I don't have to be watching anything, which is nice because I can listen while I'm working. Just perfect.
Right. And you would think that like the two of us would be the most social motherfuckers on the planet, right? Everybody at work. And we are. Honestly, if we're not taking whatever time we can to put in to prep for this show, we are bullshitting with everybody. You know what I mean? But like Mike said, half the time we'll have headphones on and we'll be in our own little world. You know what I mean? If I'm on my time, just leave me alone. But if my headphones are off and the tablet's off, fucking feel free. Let's have a conversation. It's a good time. Every time.
Yeah, sometimes we talk so much that we can't get anything else done. Like I'll be like, hey, Kyle, we need to go and we need to talk about, what we're going to do tonight or tomorrow night for the show. I'll walk over there and it'll be like, oh, did you see this meme? Let me see that meme. Oh, yeah. Did you see this? And then we'll be like, oh, did you hear about John Jones? Oh, what happened with John Jones? Oh, well, let's read the entire police report here. Next thing we know, 20 minutes has gone by. We haven't done a single thing for the show. And I'm like, oh, I got to get back to the shop. The freaking break is over. It's going to take me 2 minutes to walk to the other side of the building. Yeah, that happens all the time. Happened right before the show, actually.
Is Susan, like, she's trolling me right now? Because I think everybody knows the fucking answer to this one. Who is more tech savvy between the two of us? He works in avionics, man. This guy lives for technology. Like, I don't know I don't even really know how to use my phone. I have to ask Mike all the time, like, hey, dude, how do I do this? And he helps me out. And I do know how to do a lot of stuff, but like anything intricate, I don't know how to do that shit. Oh, like, video editing, that's Mike. Fuck. I mean, we pretty much split all the rest of the shit right down the middle.
Yeah.
Ian says that we both bring different skill sets. Thank you, Ian.
Kyle's the artistic one. Kyle will make ads and he made the logos. So anything that we use, he makes the backgrounds. So that's on him. I don't draw. I don't do any of that type of shit, but I can make up some videos and some crazy ideas, like all the fucking intros to the videos and shit like that I put together.
Yeah, that dope. The one that he made for Miami with the like old Miami Vice thing, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was fun. I had that vision and I was like, I need to make this Gamebred Fighting Championship tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. I don't know if anybody saw the weigh-ins today, but there was a little scrap between Andy Wynn, the Crazian, I think they call her. Like, she's like a hot Asian chick, and her nickname is the Crazian, like Crazy Asian or something like that. And then she's fighting Lawson. I can't remember what the freaking girl's first name is, but this blonde girl. Well, they got no little tussle at the weigh-ins today, and the blonde chick is like, "Don't you fucking touch me, bitch! I will kill you tomorrow night. I'm taking your soul." I'm taking your soul, bitch. I'm like,
Damn.
oh boy, look at this one. I might want to have to tune in for that one. You might want to set your DVRs. Do people still DVR stuff?
Yeah, sure do. I mean, what would we do without that? I hate watching shit without the DVR most of the time. Sometimes I'm glad if I missed the first like half an hour of something, because then I can just fast forward through all the freaking commercials and all the bullshit. Yeah. I love that. It's the best.
You know what I don't like? And maybe we're gonna go, and this is what we do at work. This is where I'm gonna go on to like a little fucking rant here. Like you talk about this. Why all of a sudden did like Hulu and Amazon and Netflix start releasing like one episode a week?
I don't know, man. What is that shit?
Dude, if we wanted to do that, we just get cable, you fucking pieces of shit.
Yeah, the whole reason to get this is to binge.
We're getting these streaming platforms so we can just watch an entire season at one shot. All you're doing is aggravating the fucking customer. Like I watch one episode of like the Wu-Tang Clan, the American Story on Hulu. And now I got to wait till next Wednesday till the next one comes out. Might as well just watch it on fucking cable. What's going on here?
Yeah, that shit is stupid. I'm sick and tired of it. It drives me nuts.
This guy says we need to get Nolan back on the show. I think we do. You know what?
Tonight we should be having a fight soon, right?
I was going to say tonight.
What about up in New York?
I'll shoot him a message tonight to see if he's going to be on that New York card. Because if they don't put him on that New York card,
they should.
They're making a mistake. That dude is full of charisma. He's a humongous guy. He can fight. He's a Gold Glove boxer. You saw him on the show. He has all the freaking drive in the world, coming from the reservation, and all he wants to do is fucking fight. And he basically lives freaking right up the street. So yeah, we'll hit up Nolan tonight, man. Yeah.
He was great. He was great on the show, man. The guy was funny as hell. Like you said, he's got a lot of charisma, and he's a heavyweight. He seems like he's a tough dude. I definitely want to get him on the show again. And speaking of New York, where he should fight on, we know that David Diaz is going to be fighting on the New York card also, which is cool. So we have another fight for that card. And I think there was another fight for Jay Jackson also, which is
in Wichita.
In Wichita, yeah, Jay Jackson is going to be fighting Doolittle. So that's another good fight. Our buddy Jay Jackson, who I believe had the fight of the night back at BKFC.
Yeah, at least the knockout of the night.
It was awesome.
If not the fight of the night, at least the knockout. But they gave it to Jared Warren for the Zion Tomlinson knockout, and I disagree.
Right.
I think Jay's was like they both had knocked each other down. They both had rattled each other. They were back and forth. And then Jay hit him with that right hand that fucking blasted him, dropped him. It was a great fight, man. Hey, what did you think about did you see the salaries that came out for UFC 266?
Yes, I did. And then I watched the whole rant by Dana White after the Contender Series. He went on a rant about pay and De La Hoya and was just going in on De La Hoya.
I got to tell you this, man. Did you see like the whole pay, like the entire roster, what they all got? Dude, 11 people on that card got paid more than $120,000. 11 out of like 18. I don't know, however many it was. More than like 2/3 of the roster that night made $120,000 or more. And I think that's pretty decent, man. And if you listen if you listen to like Kevin Holland today was talking about it, he was like, yo, all we have to do is stay more active. Think about it. You make 80 grand for one fight 3 times in 1 year. That's a hell of a year. He's like, I know people that bust their ass as electricians trying to make $80 an hour, but they got to put in all these hours a week. All we got to do is be ready and train and get our ass in the ring 3 times a year. And we're making $200,000. So
right.
It's on you as a fighter to stay active, stay healthy, and be ready to fight when they need somebody to fight. If you're not, then shut the fuck up. That's what Kevin Holland's saying today. And I'm like, dude, you know what? They're not getting paid that bad of money right now. Yeah, sure. Nick Diaz was the highest paid. I was right about that, by the way. Nick Diaz was outpaid. He was paid more than Volkanovski and Valentina Shevchenko, the two champions on that card, were paid less than the superstar. My point exactly. Superstars are superstars. Champions are not treated like superstars. That's fucking fact right there. Yeah.
Wish they stopped comparing it to boxing. Yeah, I mean, it's a totally different thing.
Yeah,
boxing is wacky and all over the place. I'm sure they make a ton of money, some of the fights.
And a lot of the times, like the high-level, big-name boxers that are making all that money, they fight once a year.
Yeah.
Maybe twice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like the guys that are fighting on Tuesday Night Boxing on ESPN, you think they're making fucking $3 million? No. They're making 10 grand. You know what I mean? So comparing it to boxing is stupid because when they compare MMA to boxing, they're comparing them to like Mayweather and, you know, the Pacquiaos and the Canelos and the Tyson Furies of the world that are making millions and millions of dollars. You know what I mean? But they're fighting once, maybe twice a year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I completely agree with Joe Ivy. Now, Nick Diaz making $566,000 is a lot of money for a guy coming back off a 6-year layoff and not looking all that great when he got in there. Dana thinks he looked incredible. I disagree, but I also think that him throwing 340 punches in 2 rounds is pretty fucking incredible. You know what I mean? Always been known as a cardio machine.
Regardless of anything that I say or I say anybody says about them, if they're, you know, I'm not a fighter. So ultimately, to me, anything they do is amazing. It's something that I would not do. I'm not getting into the fucking ring. I'm not getting into the squared circle. I'm not getting into no octagon unless I'm fucking asking somebody a question with a microphone in my hand. Okay. Or, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like that's like the only way that I'm getting into one of them things. I'm not punching anybody. No one's punching me in the face. Look at this face. I'm getting old. I can't afford to get anything going on with this face. I got to freaking keep this thing pristine.
Look at his beautiful face. Hey, you want to hit up Randine and see if she wants to come on right now?
All set, all done.
All done. All right. See if we get Randine.
Randine's going to come on, and we're going to send Tom Shoaff to the other side of the Randine interview. So give him some time to catch up. You know, I believe he was working. So, and he owns a gym. So maybe something went on, but I did speak to him a little earlier. So we'll give him some extra time to get on there. You get an extra half an hour of the show of Kyle and I speaking about all sorts of random shite.
Random shit.
How about John Jones?
Okay. So my thing with John Jones and everybody's, you know, I know what I love is I love that everybody is like, yeah, but what about how much shit Conor does? Well, yes, Conor does a lot of dumb shit as well, but Conor does not smack around D. Devlin. That's one thing he does not do. He takes care of. That we know of. If he does in the privacy of his own home, and he fucking and he keeps it quiet. But you know what I mean? Everyone gets drunk and fucking pops somebody in the bar once in a while. Yeah, he punched an old guy, but everyone does some dumb shit. Slapping a phone out of somebody's hand is kind of a dickhead thing to do. But
silly,
felony hit and run on a fucking pregnant chick. You know, 4, 5, 6, 7 different fucking steroid popped hot tests, a hot cocaine test, a driving under the influence, a reckless driving, firing firing off a firearm in a fucking public setting, vandalizing a cop car with your forehead while your wife's bleeding out of her fucking mouth. It has blood on her shirt. I think that this dude has worn out his welcome. I don't know, because I also think the day the UFC says we're fucking done with you, peace to your bum crease, get the fuck out of here, he gets signed instantly. But I think Bellator doesn't even hesitate to give him money. I don't think one championship would hesitate to give him money. I don't think the BKFC would hesitate to offer him a fucking $10 million deal. You know what I mean? It's like, he says he's giving up the alcohol, you guys. Of course, yes. You know what I call that, Joe? Wolf tickets. He's selling us wolf tickets. Yeah.
Wolf tickets.
This dude, David G says, John Jones pulled her hair.
Oh, not during talking.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, man. What is your thoughts? I read that me and you both read that whole police report, and it's some pretty sketchy shit. And and it really seems like she's covering for him now, which means that I think this goes on more than we, more than we would think. And she's sticking around because he has a gigantic bank account and they have 3 kids together. Your thoughts?
This dude is a complete fuck up. Complete and utter fuck up. Like you sent me that picture where it has all the freaking mug shots through the years. Like, dude, you have a through the years mugshot meme. Like, come on, bro. And the whole problem with it is like, it's not like this guy's got a great life. He's got a great fucking life. He did it. He earned it. He did what he had to do. But the thing is he's doing cocaine, which is whatever. Who gives a shit? It's not going to fucking help you in a fight. I mean, unless, well, it might. I mean, if you get punched in the face a few times, you might not feel it. But he's doing steroids. We know all that stupid shit. So I guess all in all, he's a scumbag. Fuck him. I'm sick and tired of him, to be honest with you. The guy's a fucking piece of shit. He does piece of shit things, and he's beating his friggin' wife up, or his girlfriend, his fiance, whatever you want to call her, because like we were talking about, well, they're not married. So now he's got a little something over her. They got a few kids, and she's obviously, she said to the security guard, like, no, I don't remember him hitting me or anything like that. Like, she was like covering for him, and she's got a fucking busted lip. She's got a busted lip. She said her lips were dry, like they're chapped. You're in fucking Las Vegas from the heat, or like my lips get chapped in the winter. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know.
I got to point out what Brad said, because I went to Rochester, New York for some business for a weekend, and I went to some scummy fucking places out there. I went to some strip club out there. I'm going to tell you right now, this made me chuckle. Born and raised in Rochester, New York. Trust me, as someone close to there, that's why. It's fucking hilarious to me. But
well, you know what? He's been rich for a long time. Time to friggin' grow up a little bit. You got 3 daughters that are looking up to you, and you're beating your wife up in the hotel room while they're there, probably, because unless they have 2 rooms and they're separated. But still, regardless, where's her busted lip come from? You got to explain that to your friggin' kids. And the kid is the one who said call the police, not the wife. So I digress. We have Randine. She is waiting patiently. Let's get her in here.
All right, let's go ahead and bring in Randine. She is going to be fighting Taylor Starling at BKFC Fight Night, Montana, October 9th, making her second walk to the squared circle. Here we go. Let's go ahead and bring her in. Hello, Miss Randine Willoughby, Elcombe. Let's go ahead. Square us away on the name real quick.
It's Randine Elcombe is my legal name. I don't mind if you would call me Randine Willoughby. Working on eventually getting that to be my name.
Okay. Because honestly, when we look you up on like 3 different on Tapology, it's Elcombe, E-L.
Yeah, it's misspelled. I don't know how it's been misspelled. It's always been, and I don't know. I'm sure there's even some other ones out there with my name spelled other ways from promoters just always getting it wrong. And I'm sure now with the name change even coming up, it's not going to help the situation. So, it is what it is.
Well, how are you doing?
Just about learning Randine. If you know Randine, I'm the only Randine. You'll never meet another. So if someone's talking about Randine, it's me.
It's you. All right. Well, Randine, making your second trip. Hey, were you in the Army?
I was.
You were. How many years did you do?
I did just over 3 years.
3 years? No kidding. Me and Mike are both still in. Yep. I am 20 years. He is 13. And,
well, hats off to you. I appreciate my time in there. It did a lot for me. It set me up in life for sure. But I wasn't gonna be a lifer.
Yeah, were you active duty or guard?
Yeah, I was active duty. I was a 31 Echo as a MP in terminal resettlement specialist in corrections. So I worked in Guantanamo Bay and up in Fort Lewis at the regional correctional facility up there.
Nice.
All right. Well, that's a little snippet that I don't think your fans knew about you, but we're we're some creepos that have to do a bunch of
you have to stalk your Facebook page and your social media for everything it's worth. Let's find something in here.
We got to do our due diligence. And this is Mission Accomplished, the Mike and Mish show, where we are the home of combat sports and combat vets. So we really enjoy having somebody who has served on here along with us. But other than that, let's talk about you making your second trip to the squared circle. You're going to be fighting one of the hottest names in the division, Miss Taylor Starling. How are you right now mentally heading into this? We know that you probably have yourself physically ready for the fight. By now, 8 days out, you're probably ready to either start a weight cut or whatever you're feeling ready to go. But mentally, how you feeling?
Yeah, that's where we're at. And mentally, I feel like the pressure's on her because, like you said, she is the star. She is the riser right now. Nobody really expects much out of me. And that's kind of comforting because I just get to go in there and have fun, and show everybody that they're wrong. There's no pressure on that. The pressure's on her. She has to do something outstanding. She has to beat that 30-second TKO, right? If she doesn't surpass that, then she doesn't, do anything good for herself. So that's a lot of pressure, and it's not on me.
So the BKFC putting you up against Taylor Starling, and you've obviously have gone online and you see a lot of people yapping, and that lights a fire under your ass more than, I feel like people are snubbing you right now. You know what I mean? And like you just said, she's got all the pressure on her. So people are looking at it in a way like, oh, they're just throwing her in here so that, Taylor can get an easy win. You see that everywhere and shit. And please don't get offended by that. But a lot of people say that shit. And then you're looking at it like, hell no, she's got something to prove because I'm going to come in here and she's got all the pressure on her because she went from fight of the night to a 22-second KO. And now people are going to expect her to come in here and take me out. It's not going to happen like that.
Exactly. Yeah. I try and avoid reading most of the stuff, but I have caught little snippets when things were first posted, and I'm trying to hit back real quick because I really don't like to read the opinions of people I don't even fucking know. I don't give a shit what you think. But I have caught little bits of it, and yeah, if that's what you all think, push that narrative, push that it's gonna be easy, push that you're just gonna KO me real quick, go ahead, think it. I hope you underestimate me because this is going to be fun for me. I have a lot to show. I'm ready to go in there and just throw.
I agree with what Mike's saying as they're throwing you in like that, but they also had to have a level of respect for you to put you in against the two people that they have already. The two people that you're the second person you're about to fight. You fought Britain Hart, right? And now you're fighting Taylor Starling. That's two of the top three in the division right now. So whether they're throwing you to the wolves like people think they are, they also got to have a certain level of respect for the skill that you hold to even consider putting you in there with them, right?
Oh, for sure. And I went 4 rounds with Britain Hart, who's the number 1 in the division right now. And that was my literal pro debut. So there's only more to come, and I'm only growing and developing, and there's a lot of nerves and things that go along with that first one. And now that's not there. And now I just get to relax into my element and do what I'm supposed to do.
Outstanding. Are you still out in Washington?
Yeah, I am out in Washington, back in Lakewood, training with my team out here, Battleground MMA, with JD Burns and Skylar Burns, and a lot of good people out here. I was in New Mexico before, and I don't want to speak anything ill of anybody out there. That the team were good, and they helped me and developed me, and they worked with me to go into that fight when they had not worked with me for any other fights beforehand. And so, I appreciated them helping me out and taking me there. But it's good to be back where I started with people that know how I can fight and know what I can go through and know how to push me and know what I'm capable of. And that feels really good.
So
yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Outside of fighting, you have a pretty interesting job, right? So I find
it interesting. I like it.
I think it's interesting too, because I mentioned it to Kyle and he was like, "What is that?" And I was like, "Trust me, I had no idea what it was at first either." So explain to the audience what you do for a living.
Okay, so I'm a cardiovascular, invasive, and electrophysiology specialist, and I assist doctors when you have heart attacks with your stent placement, and if you have valve issues. And currently I'm working in the electrophysiology side where, say you have a rhythm issue, we burn spots of your heart to correct your rhythm issue so you no longer have that rhythm issue, and put in pacemakers or defibrillators if you need that.
Wow.
It's amazing.
I see. Mike explained to me what you did, 45 minutes ago, and it didn't sound anything like what you just told me.
No, I read the Wikipedia version of what a cath lab was. And he was like, at first I said the cath lab. He's like, are those people put a catheter in? I said, I think so, maybe.
Not the catheters you're thinking, but yeah, I mean, we take pictures of your heart, we take diagnostic images, and then we fix it. We fix your heart issues, whether it's your arteries or the actual electrical side of your heart.
Look at you. You're like a hero.
Really, really cool. When my mom got a stent put in, or stent. Stent is with an E. So she got one put in, and they let me and my brother watch when the dye went in there and the heart was pumping, and we could see it like going through all the veins and everything. Every time the heart pumped, it was absolutely amazing. And I said I could never watch that, because Kyle watched his when his was getting done. I was like, I'd never be able to watch it. I would pass out. There's no way. If it was getting done to me and I was watching it, I'd be gone. It's hilarious.
People, it's funny. I love it. But yeah, some people have different reactions when they see the images of their hearts. Some enjoy it and some are like you. They don't want to see.
No, thank you. I'd rather just look at the wall or something.
Megan asks, do you help put in pacemakers?
Yes.
You do that too?
Yes.
Wow. You are super Randine. People are loving you right now. This is great. So everyone needs to go ahead and tune in on October 9th. Yeah. How impressed have you been with your opponent coming up on October 9th? Taylor Starling had, the fight of the night at Knucklemania. But then you didn't get to see too much out of her in her second trip out to the squared circle against Cassie Robb. I don't know. I think that lasted like 20 seconds maybe. Are you impressed by what you've seen out of her, or you feeling pretty good about being able to expose a few things?
I think I'm going to expose some things for sure, but I was impressed with her first outing. I thought that was a really good showing. I thought there was a lot of holes, but I thought it was a really good showing. The second outing, however impressive it was, I thought maybe the other person should have never been in there, because when you rewatch it and you really pay attention, most of her shots never really hit her, especially not clean. So if you can't even take little hits just off your hands when you're curled up, how did you ever expect to do a bare knuckle match ever? So I don't know. We'll see. When we get in there, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and like when you saw the two of them, face to face, it didn't even look like Cassie should have been even in that weight class, honestly. And when you go back and you look at Cassie's MMA career, most of her fights were at 105 and 115. So she weighed in at 121 going in there against Taylor. So she was outsized and just outclassed all the way.
I didn't realize that on the weight either.
Yeah, we actually interviewed Cassie the night before the weigh-ins, and she's eating Oreos while we're interviewing her. And we're like, you're eating Oreos? Don't you have a weigh-in tomorrow? She goes, oh, yeah, I'm under 120 right now. I should be fine for We're like, what?
Oh my God, I wish I could have a fucking Oreo. Oh.
You're not supposed to mention Oreos. Oh,
yeah. Sorry about that. No, I just thought it was like crazy that a night before weigh-in, she was doing that. And she goes, oh, no, I'm trying to put on weight. Yeah. So
for the record, Oreos are horrible. Don't worry. They're gross.
Yeah, that did differ. Outside of the fight in Montana, what else are you looking forward to while you're out there?
I'm looking forward to eating and drinking, that's for sure. Like you mentioned Oreos, I'm looking forward to all of those things. Ice cream, bread, noodles, a good beer, and a nice shot. Like,
yeah, that was a question from Matt Seibel, by the way. Matt
Seibel. Whom I think you know, maybe.
I think you know.
Yeah, I think I might have heard his name once or twice, you know?
Yeah.
Outside of that, I'm looking forward to seeing Melvin fight because he got fucking robbed.
Yes.
On his last one. And yeah, I'm like, I can't wait to see him because he's got to come back with a vengeance, like an anger, like the way they just took that beautiful win from him, like.
Right. We actually were talking about that yesterday, and I said he has to be coming in there with a certain, a level of aggression, a chip on his shoulder, a level of aggression, a little fire under his ass more than even ever before, because his last two fights he got robbed, not just the last one. The last one he got robbed, but the one before, the guy should have never been hitting him up against the ropes. The referee did a really shitty job in that one as well. And then he never gave him an 8 count. He just called the fight off like it was an MMA fight. So Melvin's been on the bad end of some bad refereing lately. So we're looking forward to that one too.
And then I'm looking forward to Jamie Driver. I'm looking forward to seeing her in that fight. I think that's at 135. Is that right?
Jamie Driver's on that card.
Is it? Maybe I've got the name wrong. The red hair.
You're talking about Crystal Pittman.
Crystal Pittman. Oh, sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. They both have red hair, I think.
They do definitely.
I think they do. I'm sorry. But I'm looking forward to that. I think it's 135.
Yeah, it's Pittman and Jade
Mason Wong.
Yeah, that should be a good one too.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that one because I also like to fight at 135. So I want to see that one. Just interests me on a personal level.
We'll have to check that one because I thought that they were going to make that at 125, but 135 is more of Crystal's natural weight class. So I don't know. Maybe they are. Either way, your fight card is looking amazing. You guys definitely have some people tuning in. We had another fighter, Josh Watson, on last night that looks like he could probably knock a hole in the earth. So watch out for that.
Him and Christine Ferrer are gonna just dominate. They're gonna get probably one of those two is gonna be fight of the night for sure. I like to try for it, but if Christine Ferrer is on the card, that's tough competition to beat,
Hell yeah. For fight of the night, especially. Hey, what made you, you were an MMA fighter, your amateur days were in MMA, you were training MMA. What got you to venture into the bare knuckle world?
Really, I know it's not on my Tapology or whatever, but it should be. Most of my amateur fights were kickboxing. I really enjoy kickboxing. I really enjoy stand-up fighting. I found a really good home there. I did like 15 fights there. And that led me to try and do boxing in New Mexico. And when I was there, nobody would freaking fight me. I kept showing up to places and weighing in, and then people would be like, no. And I'm wasting my fucking time weighing in, every other weekend at different places for no reason. And then pandemic hits, obviously, and there's no fighting anywhere. And the opportunities are just going down, and I'm thinking I'm getting older and my opportunities are going away, and I've done a lot. Like, fuck it, why not just make the jump to pro? I've already discussed with my coaches on different, times about, we're getting close to the to the point where we needed to look that way anyways. So, I called some people up, and we landed here.
All right.
Did you hold a title in one of these? Because there's a picture of you with a title. We were talking about it earlier, but we cannot find, like you said, the kickboxing stuff. I don't see it on Tapology. I just see MMA
the kickboxing. But I won a super fight, the Northwest Fight Championship, here run by Brian Johnson. I'm not exactly sure if he still runs the promotion or if the pandemic kind of put it out. But yeah, that's where that was from.
There you go. One more question from the audience. What hairstyle will you be rocking at the fight? Will you be they'll
see that at the weigh-ins. I don't want to give it away. I got a really awesome braider that has a really awesome design by another fighter friend of mine up here, who he decided what I'm gonna have on my head, and so we're just gonna keep that a secret.
There you go.
You don't want to let it. You don't want to let anything go. It's gonna be a surprise. You'll walk out music.
It's the BKFC way.
We had Crystal Pittman on. Was it last week, Kyle? We had her on last week, and Kyle asked her about a song or something, or a band, and she was like, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be my walkout song." And DJ Tony, who works for BKFC, was watching, and he was like, "Shh, be quiet. It's gonna be a secret. You gotta surprise people."
Yeah,
everything's always a secret. I think what we need to do with you is a speed round of questions to get people to know your personality, even more than they already do, because you seem like a pretty likable individual right now, and we're going to grow your fan base even more. You ready for this?
All right, shoot.
All right, speed round with Randine Willoughby Ekholm, the homie. I don't know. We'll just go with Randine. Number one, if you could create your own holiday, what would it be?
Randine Day.
And what would Randine Day consist of?
You celebrate Randine and all the stories that you have with Randine. Because if you know Randine, you got a Randine story.
Outstanding answer.
Do we have like turkey for dinner? What's the dinner? What is the dinner for Randine Day?
Ice cream. That's for sure. It's ice cream on Randine Day.
What's your favorite flavor?
Oh, coffee flavor. It's got to be some coffee chocolate.
Awesome.
With chocolate on it, right? Well, that's what's up. Right?
Hold on 1 second. Have you ever had coffee milk? Have you ever heard of it? So in Rhode Island, where I live, that's like the state drink. It's basically like, instead of having like chocolate syrup or strawberry for milk, it's coffee syrup. And it doesn't taste like coffee, but it tastes kind of like coffee ice cream as a milk flavor. And that
sounds really cool, actually.
It's so good. We'll have to send you some. Matt Kohler can hook us up, or you with an address, and I'll send you a bottle.
Hell yeah, yeah.
It's delicious.
You'll never want to stop drinking it. I swear to God, it's freaking amazing. If you like ice cream, if you like coffee ice cream, you're gonna fucking love that shit.
Yes.
Okay.
Number two.
What's the most random fact that you know?
I'm not a big random fact person. I'm the person on the trivia team at the bar that's just there. I don't know. I'm sorry.
You don't know where like Peter Griffin lives? Peter Griffin was, like something like that, like The Simpsons. I've watched every episode of The Simpsons, and
I know that what's his face? Michael J. Fox started to show signs of Parkinson's during the second Back to the Future filming, which is really young. I don't know if that's a random fact, but it's a thing.
I didn't know that either. See? Boom.
And I love Back to the Future, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
Fucking, did you learn that in school? Like while you were going to school for being whatever that was that you told us that you were?
No, I just really like Back to the Future. Something I've learned over the years.
Outstanding. There we go. Number 3. What really annoys you?
People who chew loudly with their food, and smack their lips while they do it.
Dude, she's good at firing off quick answers.
Yeah,
this is great. Number 4.
Have you ever regifted something?
Probably. Probably, yeah. Maybe white elephant thing. I don't feel like I get bad gifts though, so I'm not a bad person. Come on, guys.
So you go, what the hell is this? I'm giving it to somebody else.
Hey, it's a bread maker. It's got 3 speeds. Yeah, I gave you that one for your wedding. The same model? No, that one.
That one.
All right, number 5. Name something you have never done but you would love to do.
Something I've never done but I'd love to do. Oh, I like to go on a cruise. That would be something I was just talking with somebody about. Never done it. On my list to do.
You know,
I never have either.
Quick fact: I was like 3 weeks away from going on my first cruise ever when the quarantine like really hit and they fucking canceled everything.
Oh, and that ship got stuck out.
Yeah. It was like they refunded all of our money, and you know, who knows if we'll ever go on one. But that's a great answer too. Number 6, Mike.
What movie can you watch over and over without ever getting tired of?
First Back to the Future.
Yeah, I freaking love the fact that you love Back to the Future. That's great. So my mom, when I was a little kid, I lived in a house. My mom, my dad, I had an older brother, and my little sister's just like me and my brother. So we're a bunch of assholes, and we just torture my mom. So do you remember at the beginning of the first Back to the Future when the dad's eating dinner and he starts laughing at that TV show, but his laugh is like
Yeah.
My mom fucking hates that noise. So we'd be sitting at the dinner table and I'd go, and she'd like look over and my mom would like look at me and my dad would go, and like she'd look. And so we would do that just to torture.
It wasn't annoying, like kind of not laugh that he did there.
I used to torture my mom in different ways. You know, like having like 13 people over when she got home from overnight shift at like 7 o'clock in the morning. That's the type of torture I used to do. Kyle's a nicer torturer.
Number 7. What are your top 3 TV shows of all time?
Oh, Law and Order, House, and The Office.
Boom. Some dramas and a comedy.
What I'm noticing about Randine is she is a quick shoot from the hip person, because we will ask quick questions like this to people and they're gonna be like, not you. You're just like, boop, 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 boop. This is fucking awesome. All right,
number 8. What you like and what you don't like.
I do, I guess.
Yeah. What is the craziest situation that you've seen at work?
Oh,
something wild. I mean, if you can't talk about certain things, then whatever.
Do you guys want like let's give you a negative but kind of funny?
Yeah, sure. Don't kill your spirits here.
Bad things, crazy things that have happened involve people dying, and so I don't want to bring nobody down.
How about silly, something crazy, wacky that you're like, I can't believe that happened. It'll never happen again, you know?
Okay. Crazy. You just want crazy like that? I got you. Not a fucking problem in a fucking world. All right. All right. So I tell you, I work in Guantanamo Bay. Right. Yeah. I'm a guard in Guantanamo Bay. I am not just chilling in a fucking office like 41 Alpha shit. Like, I am a guard. There's a particular unit that does not like me at all. They call me Shit Woman. That's my name, Shit Woman. And when I enter into the facility, they can hear me because they don't have anything else right to do but to be waiting and observant of everything. So they know when I get there, and they yell out to the whole freaking facility when I'm there, like, Shit Woman's here. And when I worked their unit, all they would do was push shit and piss that they've been saving and waiting for me to return out their doors and cells all night long. And I spent 12 hours squeegeeing and pushing shit and piss back into their cells all night long for roughly 3 months, straight.
Oh God.
My last bit time there.
That was
so
that
and they had
answers.
a song for me.
It had a song?
Nice. Yeah, my own song.
Do you know the words?
Yeah.
Shit
woman. Shit woman. $5 Blue Jay. Because they don't know what a blowjob is. They just said Blue Jay. So $5 Blue Jay.
That is freaking great.
Yeah.
Man.
So Blue Jay.
Oh
jeez. I promise people at home, the military does not pay enough for that shit. No pun intended. Oh my God.
I burned my boots from that. I'm not bringing those back.
So earlier in the show, somebody in the comments asked, how was Gitmo? That was the question. That was my boy Larry asked that one. And I think you just answered it, man. It was pretty shitty, right?
There's your side.
That's freaking hilarious. And I believe that 1,000,000% because my dad and my uncles and my cousins were all COs up here in Connecticut, and they got a lot of shit stories. It's
a lot of shit.
A lot of criminals and inmates are a bunch of fucking pieces of shit for sure. Number 9. What's your secret talent?
I can play the clarinet.
Boom.
Really?
And I have it right here.
That's pretty awesome. I mean, that's a secret talent. I'm not sure anybody would know that about you, but this is the show where people learn that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And last question for you in the speed round for Randine. Here we go.
Do you like pumpkin spice?
Yes, I am a basic bitch.
Yes.
You and Mike.
Basic.
Love
I'm talking about. I love it. Spice. You know what I had? Pumpkin spice cinnamon rolls this past weekend. They
Mike,
were delicious.
We're not supposed to talk about food, you fuck.
Oh, fuck. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, I'm going to throw shit at him tomorrow.
I didn't eat anything the last whole week. I've been starving.
Not at all.
Oh, man. Well, you have been fun, Randine. Tell us a little prediction for what we're going to see on October 9th in Billings, Montana against Taylor Starling.
I predict you're going to see a long war, and you should tune in because it's going to be worthwhile.
You saying a long war is what we should be in store for. You know,
I think so.
One of your friends in the comments section said it's going to be a quick night. So I think you guys need to talk about your strategy. Anyways, thank you so much for coming on tonight. You've been a great guest, and we're looking forward to seeing you fight on it's a Saturday night. Actually, I was going to say on Friday the 9th. Usually they're on Friday nights, these BKFC events, but it's going to be on a Saturday, everybody. October 9th against Taylor Starling in Billings, Montana. If you want to shout out any sponsors or anything like that, this is your time.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Women of Combat, always supporting me, always helping me, and helping other great women fighters throughout the country. So, yeah, thank you.
Awesome. You are one of Susan Walker's favorite guests ever, by the way.
Well, thank you, Susan. I appreciate it.
Yep. Growing fans over here on Mission Accomplished. Thanks a lot for coming on, and we will talk to you soon.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Take care.
Take it easy. Mikey.
That was fun.
Yeah, she's great, man.
Yeah, she had me laughing with that $5 Blue Jay. That really cracked me up, man.
Yeah,
holy shit.
Shit woman, $5 Blue Jay.
Blue Jay. I can hear them saying it. Oh my God. That really sucks, man. What the frig? Nobody should have to go through that type of shit, man. Man, what the fuck are we doing?
Working in a prison though, like working in a prison, a lot of shit goes on. Like,
yeah, so people do that a lot in any prison.
My dad had a story about a guy here.
It's all they have, you know?
Right. So a guy here in Connecticut, one of the inmates wanted to see somebody that was in like the medical area. I don't know, like someone got hurt and they were in the medical area, whatever it's called in the prison. So this person swallows a set of fingernail clippers, right? Does it in front of a guard. So he thinks that they're going to have to take him to the medical area to keep him under observation. But instead, what they did was they threw him in like a seg cell, And under 24-hour surveillance, they're going to watch him until he shits out the fucking fingernail clippers, right? So when he goes to shit, they go to run in the cell, and he takes it from the poop, throws it back in his mouth, and swallows it again. That's I'm telling you.
What the fuck is going on?
Oh my God.
What is going on?
Some of these stories are just like the craziest fucking. I'm like, what? Yeah. So, yeah, I believe the shit story. Mike, where's Tom Shoaff?
Tom Shoaff. He says give him a couple minutes. He's going to be on here 100%.
100%. All right.
100%. 2 minutes.
All right.
We're going to be there.
100%.
Be there, be square.
Yeah, so Randine, like we were talking
he's getting
about,
his mustache ready for us.
All right. You know, Matt Cole was about to puke, and Joe Ivy says she feels uncomfortable. That's what we're discussing here. I knew this podcast was poop talk. Hank,
right, poop.
You walked right into the shit talk, my friend.
That's right.
I'm sure that you got some prison poop stories yourself. So anytime you want to come on and tell us a poop story, we're waiting.
As soon as we're talking about poop, a piece of shit comes in. I can't believe it.
We love you, Hank. Oh man,
it was there. It was so easy.
Yeah, David says, "Fuck, I don't want a fucking Oreo."
Oreo. What about a ranch Oreo? Ranch Oreos are good this time of the night. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Oh, ranch. Oh, Jesus Christ. Let's not even talk about that. All right, our next guest is here. He is here with the dapper mustache himself, the man himself, Tom Shoaff, who will be fighting Josh Wright October 9th in Billings, Montana at UFC Fight Night. Here he is, the man himself. What's going on, man?
How's it going, everybody? How you doing?
The local ninja's here. That is right.
Are you still the local ninja, or have you picked up a new nickname?
I think it would be kind of inappropriate for me to be the local anything if I wasn't fighting anywhere with my hometown.
Okay.
But I mean, shit, people want to call me that, they're more than welcome to. I'll be their local ninja.
Hell yeah.
Is the 21st century John L. Sullivan the new nickname? Because that's fantastic.
I mean, it's just something I've been playing with since I started growing the mustache. So I figured it worked out. And again, if people want to put it on there and put the stamp on it, be my guest. But I'm not making any stakes to any claims to any nicknames.
Have you ever thought about wearing the long johns, as they say?
I've been rolling around the idea about buying some extra big pants and some suspenders and, one of those old floppy beret type hats for like maybe a walkout or maybe for what's the word I'm looking for here? For like the weigh-ins or something. But that's about as far as it's gotten. It's just a whole lot of thinking.
Yeah, so I'll tell you right now, man, we were watching some of your old fights. We were looking at some of your MMA. And I got to tell you, man, you without the mustache, it doesn't look right now. It's a part of you. I'm like, who is this guy, man? I said, Mike, look at this guy. Who is this guy? And he's like,
totally different.
I'm like, he looks like a totally different. He's like, he doesn't even look like the same guy at all.
Yeah, I have to agree. It's become a part of who I am now. People don't recognize me without it. I shaved it about 1.5 years ago, and it was probably one of the more existential crises of my life. I was like, who am I? What's going on? What happened? It was a terrible situation. So yeah, I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon.
Nice. Going through identity crisis. He's looking in the mirror like, who am I? Who am I? Who is this?
It was like a 2007 Britney Spears moment. It was pretty bad.
When I think about mustaches, for BKFC, I think about you and I think about Mike Richmond. Mm-hmm. Two beautiful mustaches. What would you ever do like a catch weight with Mike Richmond, the battle of the mustaches, mustachios, or is he too far out of the weight realm at this point?
I think he's a lot bigger than I am. And I think his last fight against Cochran was at 185. That's 30 pounds heavier than I compete at. So that would be a tough catch weight to have. if he wants to keep it at 170 and over, he can stake claim to having the mustache at over 170. I'm cool with it. Anybody under 170 can get it, though. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, because he used to fight like at 135 a while back.
Is that true? Is that
true? He fought at bantamweight in MMA. He fought bantamweight 145.
Shit.
Yeah, he looks like the Mike Richmond now would have ate the Mike Richmond from then.
Oh yeah. And like I said, he looked thick against Dakota, and he looked great. So good on him.
Made it look really easy too.
Yeah, too easy.
Now, for everyone that's watching, if they're tuning in, they know who you are, man. You're an absolute savage in the ring. You in the squared circle, as they say. You've gotten better every single time you go out there. You got a couple L's on your record, but they are against fucking absolute savages. I had the pleasure of going back and watching all your fights again today while I was at work. If my bosses are watching, I was still working. You fucks. I was just doing some research.
I clock out when I do that.
Yeah, he clocks out, sure. So, dude, the second fight with Diego down in Cancun is such a fantastic fight, man. Anybody who's watching, I should go back, get on the app and watch that one. You beat the brakes off this dude, but he just kept coming at you in like this Terminator way, and he had this like crazy look and like smile. His face is blown up like a freaking softball. You cutting him. What was going through your head mentally when you're just plugging this dude with lefts and rights constantly, and he just keeps getting up and keeps coming back? You're like, do I got to shoot this fucking dude? What's going on here?
Well, fortunately, if like you guys had said earlier, you'd look back and seen some of my MMA fights. I've had a handful of fights like that where I'm just plugging away on a guy and they just don't go down. So for that, it wasn't really anything. It wasn't anything new for me. So it wasn't anything over the top. I just had to maintain focus. I couldn't lose track of the goal at hand. And that was just hitting this guy as many times as I could until either he goes down or the ref stops the fight. As long as I didn't lose focus and didn't get distracted from that, it really wasn't that big of a deal. I think the most important thing that I probably remember running through my head was this guy's too fucking big. Like I would just hit him and hit him and hit him. And I'm like, all right, usually people go down by now. Like, so I remember thinking like, holy shit, this guy's huge. But outside of that, it was just, trying to maintain focus and, keep the task at hand dead and center.
Yeah, he seriously looked like he was enjoying the pain you were putting on him. Like he kept like smiling. He kept having this weird look on his face. And kudos to you for not getting distracted from the fucking mammal toe that he had going with his damn trunks that night too.
He likes those short trunks. He's into all kinds of fun stuff. So
yeah, that's crazy.
He can do something.
Yeah. So this fight against Josh Wright. This is 155. We're back at 155 now, and this is where you're staying.
Yeah. I don't see myself going anywhere else for a while. I think I'm just too big for 145, generally speaking, and I'm definitely too small for 165. So 155 seems to be the sweet spot for me. It was where I fought, in MMA for 10 years. So it only makes sense to maintain that while I'm still young and can, lose the weight and, stay at 55 and, try to get myself a belt.
We were talking earlier about, I'm going to bring up Mike Richmond again, because the comparison that we brought up earlier was that we were in Birmingham when you last fought against Nathan Mitchell. And I ran into you in the hotel, and I ran into a whole bunch of fighters in the hotel, and we hung out with Mike Richmond a little bit too. And I feel like both of you guys have a calmness about you, as if you're supposed to be there. This is where I'm supposed to be. I'm going to win. I'm comfortable here. And you walk out to the ring with that same attitude. And even after you basically knock out or TKO Mitchell, You just walk over to the ropes, nice and calm, and just put your hands on the ropes and just wait. And that, like, cool as a cucumber attitude, I feel like you've got the foresight. It's like you're foreshadowing. You know exactly where you're going to be. You're going to be champion one day. You just have that attitude, that swagger about you.
Yeah. I'm not really sure I could respond to that any better than what you already said. I know for a fact I'm going to be champion one day. This is my sport. I belong here. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now that I'm at 155 pounds and I'm in the weight class that I need to be in, there's no doubt in my mind that I have the potential to be the best in the world. And I feel like Richmond feels the same way. It's a good feeling. It's an empowering feeling. It allows you to ooze confidence without appearing arrogant. I can still come off as arrogant every now and again. I'm not afraid to, but yeah, you know, when you know that you're destined to be great, it's really hard to let things get to you.
Now, were you heading into that Nathan Mitchell fight? Was working the body something that you had been working on heading into that one? I know that, like, in the Julian Lane fight, they had talked about how you had been working on, like, the inside uppercuts and the clinch, and you were trying to, like, implement that with him, even though he's a crazy man and he just fucking throws wild the whole fight. And kudos to you, because he was hitting you hard with some shots in there. And
my face is still broken.
Yeah, you were taking them, though, I'll tell you. And I was saying to Mike, like, you got knocked down a lot against Joe Elmore and him, but I really have a feeling that it was just a size discrepancy that was knocking you down, because, like, you would go down and then you'd be right back up on your feet. Like, the guy would start the count, and, like, by the time he's at 3, you're like, all right, let's go. It's like almost every time. Back to the other thing, was that something? Because those body shots that you landed on Mitchell were some devastating shots, man. You really wrecked his night with those.
I've always been a fan of the body work. It's really been something that I've implemented in my striking my entire career, regardless of the sport. My first kickboxing match, I finished with a liver shot. A handful of my MMA fights, I attacked the body and I hurt people to the body. It was something that I had kind of gotten away from early on in the bare knuckle game because, well, with the exception of when I fought Diego in the rematch, I had to slow that guy down, so I had to go to his body. Anyway, long story short, long story longer. Yes, attacking the body is always part of my game plan. It's always something that I want to do, and it's something that I want to implement, especially now that I know how much it hurts without gloves. There's one feeling when you take a body shot with MMA gloves on or with boxing gloves on. It is an entirely different feeling when there's no padding there and someone's knuckles go through your ribcage. So it's something that I try to implement as much as possible. To touch on your second question with the Joe Elmore and the Julian Lane fight, with those knockdowns, I'm not going to dispute that I got hit. You know, like, those guys hit hard, both of them. They throw hammers at you. They're sluggers. So when they hit me, yeah, the shit hurt. But I would have to say, if I had 10 or 15 more pounds in my hips, those knockdowns might not have happened. I think a lot of it was the weight discrepancy, and I think that's a big reason why I'm down at 155 pounds now, because I just can't compete with those guys. They're just too big. Like, I can fight, you know, I can go out there and I can fight, I can hang in there, you know, but I can't hope to win a match when I've got somebody who's in just as good a shape as I am, but 15 or 20 pounds heavier. It's not going to work.
Did you take those fights because that's what was offered to you and you're like, hell yeah, I'm going to do it? That's what's offered to me. I'm going to go up and I'm going to do this. And you planned on staying up at that weight? Or was it just, there just is no fights at my weight, so I have no choice?
It was a combination of both. So Julian at 170 was a fucking mistake. Like, any manager any coach in their right mind would have been like, Tom, you fight at 155 pounds. You have no business fighting Julian Lane, who's a former world champion at 170 pounds. At 170 pounds, you just don't have any business doing it. But my mind, when they called me, was it's Julian Lane. That's all I needed to hear, you know. Right. So like they're like, yeah, you know, he says that he can't make 165. So, you know, honestly, we think he's just fat and out of shape. I didn't care. It was an opportunity for me to fight the guy who was famous because of the whole let me bang situation. So like, it was a cool opportunity for me. I was all in. I started my bare knuckle career at 165 because I didn't want to cut weight. And then I kept getting fights at 165 because that was where I started my career. It took me a handful of conversations of being like, look, guys, you got to stop with these 55 offers or these 65 offers. I'm trying to get down to 55. It took me a handful of those conversations to finally get a fight at 155 pounds. But now that I'm here, I'm not going anywhere, man. I guess that's the best way I can wrap that little story up.
Nice.
With Josh Wright, are you familiar with him as a fighter much, or do you know much about your opponent?
Nope.
No, because
I saw some footage on YouTube from about 6 or 7 years ago, and he looks like a short, stocky, kind of C-League version of Chad Mendes, just kind of quick and twitchy and wants to throw big, powerful shots. Predominantly a wrestler, has most of his wins by grabbing guys, taking them down, beating them up. Even his last, and I saw his most recent fight against Anthony Curtis. And I want to say that was back in June. And same thing. He went out and was just kind of slipping, rolling, moving, big jab, overhand right, pushed him into the fence, took him down. The entirety of his career has been spent in MMA, and he doesn't spend a lot of time on his feet. So what I do know about him is that if he wants to get into a stand-up boxing match, a stand-up competition with somebody like me, who's 6 foot tall and 155 pounds, this guy's like 5'5" and maybe walks around at 160 pounds. Like, you probably should have picked a better fight to come into the organization with, because I'm not the one, man. I'm sorry, but I'm going to hurt you. I'm in front of your family, in front of your hometown. I'm going to hurt you. That's what I know about Josh.
I couldn't find anything much about him. Just very surface thing. I couldn't find like a whole plethora of things about him myself.
So you mentioned Chad Mendes. You got a very nice comment by Scott Burt there.
Yep.
Yeah, Scott Burt's a great human being.
Yeah, he says he's lucky to know you. You're one of his favorite fighters and favorite humans. So very cool. Scott's an awesome dude. You mentioned Chad Mendes. Now, Chad Mendes was supposed to be making his debut in October. I don't know if he still is. I don't think he still is, because
I think that was supposed to be the Arizona card, and as far as I've heard, that whole Arizona card's been scrapped. I don't know if it went through it all, so we'll be curious how that plays out.
So my question to you would be, and I don't want you to ask you to like look past your opponent that you have in front of you right now, but if you go out there and you put on a nice performance against Wright and you get out of there basically unscathed, no injuries, is that Chad Mendes fight something that you would want? Would you offer yourself up for his debut opponent, or do you know if they already have an opponent for him?
I don't know anything about Mendez's debut. I don't have any details as far as that's concerned. Would I like to fight him for his debut? Sure. Yeah. We're going to have to renegotiate contracts.
Yeah.
That's not me being any kind of way, but I know he's going to get paid a good amount of money to come in. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm the star in bare knuckle, not him. So it's like, you're going to come in here and you're going to fight me. Like, I want to get paid reasonable for it. So that would be that. But no, I mean, yeah, of course. Chad Mendes, absolutely. 100%. Count me in.
I would see that one.
Yeah, it would be great. You know, I mean, it would be fantastic. He's an athletic guy. You know, he's a powerful guy. Everything about that fight makes sense. That would be great. But as far as this fight is concerned, me getting through this fight, I want to get through this fight, and I want to fight somebody who is above me in the rankings. And the only person really worth my time, in my opinion, is Bobby Taylor. So,
nice.
You know,
nice.
I would love, you know, he's ranked number 1 right now. I would love to get through Josh Wright unscathed, and, you know, Bobby Taylor and I get it in before the end of the year. And, you know, next year rolls around and I can go fight Luis for his belt. That's what I see. That's how I see the next really 6 months kind of playing out. If something else comes up, if they give me, you know, another option, I'll obviously consider it. But if I could write the next 6 months, that would be it. Bobby Taylor and I get it in around December, and then you know, somewhere around February, March, Luis and I, you know, we throw down for that title and I take it home.
I love it, man. That
sounds awesome to me.
True warrior right there. All you want to do is fight the best. That's how you should be. Any other way, why the fuck are you even there? You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that's exactly why we're here.
I love it, man. So what we do on this show, and to lighten the mood a little bit, we're gonna ask you some randos, some random questions. You want to do this?
Beautiful.
Randos.
Like random questions.
Some randos. Here we go. All right, speed round with Tom Shoaff, the man himself. Number 1, what is your opinion on guys getting fights through internet trolling?
Trash.
You have one that tries to troll you pretty often.
And again, he's trash. You know, that's one of those situations where it's like, bro, you're trying to fight everybody who's getting recognition. Well, we're talking about this one guy specifically. He's trying to fight anybody and everybody who's in the BKFC news. It doesn't matter what weight class they're in. It doesn't matter if they're male or female. Like, he's like, yo, you're getting recognition. Let's scrap. Let's get after it. You know, and it's like, we're like, look, you've had one fight and you fucking quit in the 3rd round. Like, you've done nothing to deserve to be on the stage next to the people who have actually done something for the sport. So go out and get a win and perform and do something. And then you can do your internet trolling and run your mouth and talk trash. But when you're 0-1 after a fucking 3rd round quit, get fucked.
Right. There you go. Number 2.
More underrated martial arts movie, American Ninja or Best of the Best?
Oh my God. That's tough, man. I'm going to have to go with Best of the Best. That's probably the one.
Yes.
I love that question, man. I love that question.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like it.
Yeah, I forgot all about American Ninja. I got to be honest with you.
My brain was racking for a second. I was thinking about what's that one with Bruce Leroy? Something Dragon.
Oh, The Last Dragon.
The Last Dragon. That's what I was thinking for a second, but I was like, no, that's the wrong one. Anyway,
that's my favorite martial arts movie of all time, by the way.
That's a fantastic movie. Shoaff it. Best.
Shoaff. By the way,
you got your mug, Kyle?
Oh no, I don't have it right now. Oh. I got a Who's the Master mug.
Oh, beautiful.
Oil or wax in the mustache?
Depends on what I'm trying to accomplish. If it's been like a rough workout week and it's splayed and all over the place, I need to put oil on it to relax it. If it's a little too squirrely and I need to straighten it up to go out for a nice night out on the town with my old lady, wax. You know, so it depends on the goal.
You know, I had a middle school principal that used to curl his eyebrows the way you do your mustache.
What?
No bullshit. His name was Dr. Olson. He was the president. The principal. I spent a lot of time down there with that guy, and he had he had wax on his desk, and he used to sit there and curl them like that, like
his eyebrow.
Yeah, like James Hook in the movie Hook.
Yeah, that is fantastic.
Yeah,
he must have been a real piece of work, that guy.
And I gotta be honest with you.
Yeah, no, that I can imagine being sent to his office was slightly terrifying.
Yeah, I used
to just a little bit.
Dr. Olson, man. I wonder
sounds like a kind of a portly guy, about 5'7".
Very shiny head. He had a very bald head.
Shiny head, yeah.
Gray hair. And I'm going to tell you right now, I didn't think about Dr. Olson until I asked a question about mustache wax to the guy Tom Shoaff here on the show. So thank you for bringing that memory back up.
Memory.
Number 4. Here we go.
Favorite non-combat sport.
Favorite non-combat sport. Oh fuck. Do billiards count?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right, cool. Then I'm gonna go with billiards because that's about the only other sport that I do.
Cornhole.
I thoroughly enjoy playing pool. I'm not the best at it. I'm okay. I'm not great, but man, do I love playing.
9-ball or 8-ball?
I like 8-ball. That's what I played when I was playing League. But I'm not opposed to 9-ball. I like the idea of having to call your shots and being strict about your order and things like that. But I'm more of a general player. So 8-ball, call your pocket, kitchen rules. That's usually where I'm at.
You played APA? Is that what you?
Yes.
Did you? Yeah, I did that for a while myself. It's pretty fun.
Man. It's a good time.
Yeah.
Very nice. I don't know if that's a sport, but we'll allow it. All right.
It's on ESPN.
It's on ESPN.
On the Ocho. If you were arrested with no explanation, what would your friends and family assume that you'd done?
Assault. Somebody probably got smart and got beat up if I had to make it. That's really the only thing I can see myself doing, man. I'm a pretty good guy in most senses of the word. When I drink, I stay at home. When I smoke, I stay at home. But I got an issue when people get attitudes, man.
There you go. Stand up dude right there. True warrior. Number 6. Here we go.
What's your favorite comedy movie of all time?
Big Trouble Little China.
Love that movie.
Yeah, man. We're all cut from the same cloth, apparently.
Man, I love that movie.
I have a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old, and I introduced them to Big Trouble in Little China a couple months back, and they watched it about 6 times in a week, and they fucking absolutely loved it.
Very nice. Perfect.
Jack Burton, man, you look that big son of a bitch right in his eyes, and you tell him checks in the mail.
Checks in the mail.
All right, number 7. What's the worst thing the government can make illegal?
That's tough, man. The worst thing government can make illegal. I'm gonna have to go out on a whim here and say speech. The right to say what you please, regardless of race, creed, religion, gender, whatever. Like you as a human being, you are sovereign. Your opinion, regardless of where it stems from or where it goes, deserves to be heard. So that would be my stance on that. Would be speech. If you make
very good
speech illegal, man, you are doing terrible things.
Yeah. After they take speech away, then you get thought crimes. We don't want that.
Oh yeah, of course, right?
Thought crimes are next.
And we are in 1984.
That's true.
Nobody needs an Orwellian experience in their life.
So Joe Ivy in the comments says sex, and then she follows it up with or speech. Sure.
Well, you are entitled to say that, and that's what's beautiful about freedom of speech.
Yeah. All right, number 8.
If someone offered you $10 million in a briefcase, but to keep it, you had to whack the last person you shook hands with, would you do it?
I gotta kill somebody for $10 million.
Yeah. I didn't want to type the word kill because we might get shut down.
Right. Well, I mean, I said it, and this is still America.
You can say it all you want.
Okay.
Yeah. Facebook algorithm.
I mean, this is the way I look at it. Like, chances are, if I'm shaking someone's hand, I probably never met him before, or I'm not very friendly with them. you know, because I usually don't shake my friends' hands. It's like a hug or like a fist bump or like a, hey, guy, what's going on, you know? So, like, if I'm shaking your hand, I probably don't know you. And if I don't know you,
for 10 million,
you're getting whacked.
Is that $10 million really gonna like make a difference? Maybe we're gonna go with a solid 78% yes. Probably would.
Yeah.
Fucking great answer.
Yeah.
Awesome. Number 9. Any weird food combinations that you really like?
I love saltine crackers and barbecue sauce. I can't explain it. I won't even attempt to explain it, but saltine crackers and Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce is a delectable treat.
I'll try that.
Doesn't even actually sound that bad, to be honest with you.
That sounds fine.
Tom, I dip Oreos in orange juice.
Yes, he does.
That's peculiar. That's not bad. I like to put mustard on and only on pepperoni pizza. Any other pizza, I won't do it. But mustard on pepperoni pizza is pretty solid.
You know what I used to do also as like a high school burner? I'm not going to say the word either because goldfish crackers. I would pour them in like a cereal bowl, and I would put French's yellow mustard on them and just mix it up with a spoon and eat. I would eat.
I don't mind that, man. It's like a
good.
Poor man's Gardettos.
It was great, man. And last question.
Gardettos. Oh, shit. All right.
Go ahead, Mike.
You're in the ring October 9th doing a post-victory interview with Brian Sosha, and you have to call someone out. Who you calling?
Bobby Taylor.
Bobby Taylor. I think we already got that answer.
Yeah,
we kind of did.
Too easy. He's ranked number 1 right now. You're in my spot, bro. It's time to move.
Hey, all right. So we finished that. What is your honest thoughts about Dat fighting Lewis?
I think that's the stupidest shit I've ever heard of in my life. I mean, I don't know. He fought at 135. He got the belt at 135, if memory serves me correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And 45 is just a wasteland right now. There's nobody in 45. So I get why he wouldn't go to 45. But why not defend the belt or go back and try to win the belt that you already won? Like, I think that makes more sense to me. But maybe he's just like a fat guy at heart and doesn't want to cut weight. You know, maybe that's what it is. He certainly put the pressure on Johnny when he fought Johnny. Johnny had a hard time keeping pace, but guys like me and Luis and Bobby and Adam Pellerano and Jim Allers, like, we are a lot bigger than Johnny Bedford. So I think that's a really big mistake on his part. I mean, unless he's got like a whole shipment of Mexican supplements and he's just rocking it at the gym, I think he's going to have a tough time competing at 155 pounds. I don't think that's a good idea at all.
He very well may.
I couldn't agree more. I think the size discrepancy is going to be massive there.
Yeah,
and honestly,
he's not a tall guy. You know, it's not like he's like a tall, long guy and he could maybe play the range game. Like, dude, you're like 5'4".
He looks short.
I could be being mean right there. I mean, he could be as tall as like 5'6", but still, you're not a big guy, and you walk around at 160 pounds and you're soft at that. Like, that's a tough fight, man. We're professional athletes. I think that he's taken this whole undefeated boxing record to heart, man. I think that he had that undefeated boxing status, and then he came over to bare knuckle, and he's really been kicking ass at 135 pounds. So he just thinks that guys just can't keep up no matter what the weight class is. I mean, maybe that's the case. I'm not entirely sure, but I don't think he's going to do well at 155 pounds. I'm pretty sure that horse is dead, so I'll stop beating it.
Right. So you mentioned Johnny Bedford. If there was ever a 135er to jump the 145 division and fight at 150, like, he would be the guy that made more sense going up to 155. Even he would be.
Yeah, because he's got a little bit more height and a little bit more reach. He's got size. He would have to spend I talked to Johnny not too long ago. I saw him in Nebraska. And, 55 would be tough for him. He doesn't walk around much heavier than 55. Like I said, he's probably right about 160 probably at the absolute most. So he would have, if there was somebody who could do it at 35, it would be Johnny. But even for somebody that big, it would be really tough for him. Like we just had this conversation about me trying to fight Julian. Like you can be super tough, but sometimes you just don't have enough weight in your hips to do the damage to somebody who's a lot bigger than you, So I just think it's hard, man. Somebody from speaking from experience, trying to jump multiple weight classes. It's hard.
Absolutely, man. Yep. You're a smart guy. And we appreciate you coming on here. Like, and you are, pretty much the face of bare knuckle now with it.
Oh, God, I hope so. About damn time.
Yeah, your fight style, like you said, you jump weight classes, you fight anybody. You've basically planted your flag in the organization, and I hope you're a win or two away from a title. But we thank you for coming on here. We'll give you a minute to shout out any sponsors or anybody you want to shout out real quick and let you get going.
Well, thank you guys very much for having me on, man. It's a pleasure being here, and I appreciate the opportunity. Sponsors: Advanced Physical Therapy and Wellness, Limos Painting and Remodeling, Imprint Roofing, Grit Mouth Guards. Got to shout out my gym, Alpha MMA, Ricardo Cavalcante, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu here in Lawton, Oklahoma. That's all I got. That's all I really want to say. Want to thank all the fans out there, everybody who tunes in to see me fight and, sends me a comment on Facebook and Instagram, telling me that they appreciate my work. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. So that's all I got. Thank you guys for having me on.
All right, man. Thank you. And everybody tune in October 9th when he takes on Josh Wright in Billings, Montana. Thank you for coming on, Tom. We'll talk to you soon.
You guys have a great one. I'll see you later.
Thanks. Take care.
Yeah. Another fucking great show, man.
Yeah, that was good. That was a great interview. I liked it.
Yeah, super cool guy. Like we said before he even came on, we met him down in Birmingham, talked to him a few times, and he's just like that. He's just super down to earth, very cool guy, very calm, collected with everything that he has to say, and there was all the footage from the Hall of Fame induction, man, him up there sparring with Alvin Brito. And, it was like, he's a man for the business and a good guy for the sport. So we appreciate him coming on. I can't wait either. I mean, I hope, I don't know Josh Wright and nothing against him. I really hope that Tom can get the W and call out Bobby Taylor, because I really do think that 155 is where he belongs. I think he's going to do great things there. And I think he is right there in the conversation with Bobby Taylor and Luis Palomino as the top guys at 155. And now you throw Chad Mendez in there. You throw Tony Loco Soto is going to go to 155.
Tyler Goodjohn's out of there.
Tyler Goodjohn's out of there. But you know what I mean? They got a bunch of they got Adam Pellerano.
Yeah.
He looks like he's 195 pounds, but he fights at 155.
Maybe Ehlers. I'm not sure what he's doing. He's out. He's in. He's maybe going to MMA. I'm not really positive on what he's doing. We need to get in touch with him and have him come on here and talk to him about what he's doing, what his plans are for the future of his for his combat sports future, figure out what's going on there.
Yeah, absolutely. And as far as this show, I'm not sure what we have lined up for next week, but we will get some stuff together and we'll get some information out to you. We've had a rough week. I mean, I've had a rough week, but we had a few good shows, and we really love the fact that you guys keep continuing to tune into our show, and we love you, and we will talk to you next week. Enjoy your weekend. Peace.